Hey, this is my channel. My name is Mel. I do a lot of things, but whatever I do it sustainably. So I haven't uploaded any videos in like 4 months, but I am 1000% back and I'm going to be posting more regularly. I am super committed. I'm going to be posting more not only on this channel, but also on my business channels as well. There are a few reasons why I haven't posted in so long, and we'll definitely get into that in today's video. I'm also going to share with you what I've been up to in real life, IRL, and all the exciting things that are happening in my life. Before we get into all that, alrighty, okay, so let's get right into it. So what happened was I wasn't really feeling comfortable shooting in my old apartment, and I mean ultimately I wasn't really feeling comfortable in my old apartment at all. So I ended up moving. I moved, and not that that's an excuse, it just really like affected I feel like how I would come across on camera. For starters, you know, the walls were really thin, and I mean I could hear everybody, conversations, whatever, just on the, you know, outside. So I know people could probably like hear me inside. So I don't know, it just got in my head and it made me feel super self-conscious and uncomfortable, and it just created like a hostile work environment where I didn't really feel, it felt more like work than it felt like fun, and I wasn't enjoying it. It felt like more like a chore, and yeah, I didn't like it. I wasn't like enjoying it. And when I would shoot content like outside, I did like a walk around with me, a couple of them, and whenever I would do that, you know, even though it's like there's people around, whatever, I don't know, I just felt like more comfortable. I had an issue with a neighbor, so that also made things like a million times worse, to not feel comfortable in your own home. It just creates this, you know, this like icky, bad feeling, and it made it hard to be creative. It made it hard to have fun, doing things that I really like enjoyed doing, because it was in my own home. When I was not in my home, I felt fine. And so there's some other factors why I moved. Another one of them is, you know, not only that, but was contributing to making it difficult to shoot in my apartment. But just, you know, the small space. I was in a studio. I did a video, my studio apartment tour, and you know, you can see how small, tiny, confined the space is, and it just made it feel so uncomfortable. Again, as a creative, feeling comfortable in your environment, you know, even when you're like an actor on set, you want to feel comfortable around the director and, you know, the other actors and the crew and everything. And I don't know, for me it was just, it just would get in my mind, and even for like to write, made it super awkward and uncomfortable for me. And any of the other things that I was doing, it was affecting all of that as well. So it wasn't just like my YouTube stuff, it was pretty much everything. And then on a personal side, there was the issue of like, I didn't have a stove or an oven. So cooking, like just simple things that I guess I took for granted before living in that type of place, it just made my my overall living enjoyment, it made my comfort and my home environment just not ideal, and it just started to affect me, and on a personal level, which I mean ultimately is going to affect you. If you're having personal issues, it's going to affect your work eventually. So yeah, it started to trickle into that, and it just made me feel like I wasn't delivering the kind of content that I wanted to deliver. And I'm also a perfectionist, so that made it 10 times harder. So it was like, I just didn't want to like even put anything out. I didn't want to put out something that was not considered the quality, like the level of quality that I would want my name to be attached to. And yeah, and there was like some other like things. There wasn't a lot of natural light, so it just, every time I would leave my apartment, I would always feel like I would go for a walk and go to the beach, and I would just feel so happy and like, like, oh yeah, like I can do anything, I'm on top of the world, whatever. And then I would get home, and it's like going back, let me go back to my cave and my little tunnel. And yeah, it just wasn't a good situation for me. And so anyway, I moved. I didn't move far. I moved literally like 5 minutes away from my old apartment, but I just love it over here already. I mean, it's only been like 3-4 days, but so far it's just, my overall mood has totally shifted. I feel more positive. I feel more energetic. My way of living is so much easier. Things are just so much easier. And I guess I never, because I'm a minimalist, so I don't have a lot of stuff. So I always was like, oh yeah, like I can downsize. Before that I was in a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. I had a roommate, but he wasn't really home a lot. So it was almost kind of like having the place to myself most of the time. And it was pretty spacious. It was like a 2-story, like townhouse style apartment. And yeah, and it, the space was totally fine. And then downsizing to a very small, I think it was like 350 square feet, maybe less than that, like 340. And I didn't think about it at the time of like, maybe there is a limitation to how many square feet I can put myself in without feeling confined. And I don't want to say claustrophobic. It wasn't claustrophobia or anything like that, but it just, I don't know, it wasn't ideal for me and my needs and my goals. And so now I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment, and the space is so, I feel like there's so much space compared to my last place. It's like I feel like I'm in a freaking mansion. It's still a small 1-bedroom apartment, but it just feels so much bigger. And yeah, so just everything has been so much easier. Cooking, I can like make pasta again. I'm gonna make so much freaking pasta. And yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited. I'm familiar with this neighborhood because like I said, I'm only like 5 minutes away from my old place, but I just feel like I'm free to explore, and there's no hostility like in my complex. Like everybody in the building seems like really nice. And the staff who works here is like really helpful, really friendly. And yeah, I just feel so, not to sound cliche, but blessed to be here, especially after everything with COVID. It was a tough time. I mean, we all know, and getting out of all of that, and then things with the business side of my world have been picking up and going really well. So I don't even know if I've ever mentioned it. I think I sprinkle it in here and there, but I have 2 businesses. I have a business called Chamberlain Interior Services. I've had that business, I opened it in 2014 actually, And so yeah, it's been a while. That's my OG business, and I love it. It's my baby. I do interior design, professional organizing. We're expanding into doing more like with housekeeping and cleaning services and stuff like that. And then my other business is Drama Media Club, and that's newer. I just started that. Well, technically, the business just formed this year. I had a previous business that I started last year with a former business partner, but then she and I split, and now I'm just doing Drama Club on my own with some help. And yeah, and I'm really excited about it. It's such a fun thing for me to be back in film and back in media and production. I got my degree in film studies from the Los Angeles Film School, and it just feels so good to be back doing it. Just recently we did something really fun called The Real Project. It's like basically we write and produce and direct and shoot and edit all of it for people's reels, for actors, and it's a collaborative thing that's really, really cool. It's really fun. It's very guerrilla style, and everybody just has a really fun time doing it. There's no pressure, there's no ego. It's just fun being on set and making a mini movie basically. And yeah, so we have a lot of really cool things coming up with that, with Drama Media Club. And we're also going to be starting a club, like a members only club. More on that later. And definitely head over to the Drama Media Club YouTube channel as well as the Chamberlain YouTube channel, because there's going to be a lot of really cool, fun videos coming up on there as well. So yeah, that's pretty much my life in a nutshell over the last 4 months or so, and I'm going to be posting a lot more, I promise. And I will catch you guys in the next video.